Hey Finxter, it's Chris, founder of Finxter.com, and in today's video you're going to learn how to calculate the power of a given value. So say you want to calculate the Python exponent. There are actually 4 ways of doing it, and I will just rush over all 4 ways so that you can use them in your own code bases. So say we have a value x is 42, and exponent n, which may be 2, for example. Now you can calculate the exponent. So you can calculate x to the power of n like this. So you simply have this double asterisk operator. This is the first way of doing it, and you can, for example, also have a negative exponent. In this case, it will be the same as dividing 1 divided by 2 and the positive exponent. Like this expression, basically it's the inverse expression of this. So we also, like Python also allows a negative exponent. In this case, it's just a inverted operation. And you can also have a negative base with a positive exponent like this. So which means that we calculate -3 times -3 and repeat this thing n times, and n is the exponent. So we have, in this case, -9. The second method of accomplishing the same thing is to use a built-in method po, and you can simply you can use it without actually importing any library. Po is short for power, so we calculate x to the power of n, for example, and the first argument will be x and the second argument will be n. So for example, we can put in 3 and 2. We also can have negative exponents and negative bases. In this case, it will just actually perform the same operation as the double asterisk operator. So these two are kind of identical, and if you pass a float value into, or float values into it, basically it will still work properly. And actually, if you pass a float value in the using the double asterisk operator, it will perform the same computation. So those two functions are actually identical. And if you just want to customize the power computation of your own objects, you can actually override the dunder po method like this, having simply a self and other value, right? So you can override the behavior or customize the behavior of the power function. Okay, then so per default, both the power function and the double asterisk function, if applied to 2 integers, the return value will be an integer as well. But if you don't want to have this behavior, so if you want to have a float value in any case, then you can use the math library, and the math library provides a po method as well, which only has 2 arguments as well. So we have the base and the exponent, and the return value is a float in any case. So even if you pass integers, the return value will be a float. Okay, then the fourth method to calculate the power comes from the Numpy library, and Numpy is usually used to calculate operations on arrays. So for example, you can raise the power of 2 arrays, for example, using the Numpy power function. But we will not going to use this. We can also use calculate the simple exponent of 2 values using the numpy.power functions, so like this. But it is much more powerful. So if you, for example, want to raise a whole array to the power of another array, or to the power of an integer value or float value, then you can use the numpy power function, which is, I would say, the most powerful functions of the 4 functions discussed. Okay, so these are the 4 different ways to raise one value to the power of another value, and it in most cases you will just use a double asterisk operator. It is also, I would say, the most readable one. Sometimes you can use the built-in po method that also has a third argument. So if we type help po, we can see that it has a third optional argument z, and this basically is also calculates the modulo operation, like add 1. So you can, for example, raise x to the power. You can calculate x to the power of y, and then use modulo z if you have the third argument, like in one operation. Sometimes you want to do this. It's basically yeah, it's just like the it's built-in modulo operation. This also this third argument is also sometimes called the mod argument because it allows you to perform this modulo computation. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video and see you in the next video. Bye.